Welcome, brothers and sisters. Today, it's being asked of me to do a video share, and as you can see on the screen, there are things not being told to us and deliberately kept away from us, but the universal source of the living light and life asked me to present this video to you, which is a video presented by Sabrina Wallace that explains all about nanochondrias and Stargate fusion. But the most important thing is in which she is sharing how nanotechnology is working already in our bodies and how we are already being controlled in many ways, shapes and forms. It's I don't know how long the video in actuality is. I think 30 minutes or something. But anyways, let us see what it is. And the title of this video share is in actuality what we urgently need to know and what is being deliberately not told to us. Okay, I remove this one and let us go to screen share. And now I need to go to, okay.
All right, so we're back to the Telegram, and I just deleted what I started because I couldn't find this. It says AI drones to make it rain in weather-controlled breakthrough. Okay, well, I've got this data from 2021.
I will skip this part a bit, so.
From the Independent, let me scroll up here. This is our general chat. Scenes in screeching U-turn. On every level, no matter how many times we come out here and try to help people, they all want to double back and believe in the tooth fairy. They lie to you. It's what they do. And every time I say that, Professor Engelstein's like, Sabrina, it's what they do. Yeah, because it works. You're a good person, so you imbue your goodness on them. You really shouldn't do that.
So now we go through the most interesting part. This is a video known as Sabrina Wallace, Nanochondria, Stargate, Sensor Fusion, Part 1 of 3. In the text box, I have shared a link of this lady's channel on, I think it was Odyssey. Click on this link and you can type in the search box for this title, and otherwise you also can go to YouTube or to my website, in which I have a video list of Sabrina Wallace placed there. If you click on that, then you also come to this video. You need to scroll through this until you find this title. So, but let us see what she is saying.
This is business and industry. We don't deal with feelings in business and industry. Feelings are for manipulating people out of their money. Okay, yeah, I can feel that. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. So for 20 years, they've been spending our tax dollars on nanotechnology, biodigital types of biotechnology, bioelectronics, and then, of course, information technology, which is the component that I derive from, and then cognitive neuroscience. I said cognitive neuroscience, not We don't know. We're unsure. It's all theoretical. We're still researching. Nah, it's been 20 years. They're good to hook. So what happened was this little girl started crying about the climate, and everyone said, we have computer models. You're destroying the planet. And those of us who are
So I would recommend you to go to this video and also look at this chart here. Look very carefully how this is already being set up. According to the information of this lady, we are in actuality already since 1995 hooked into cloud, and this monitoring and manipulation and control mechanism is already since then, but especially since the 2000s, so for 20 years almost now, going on. And you can say that this explains why we see so many people completely sucked up into their mobile phones, and a sort of, you can say, zombieism behavior. And we need to dive into this information, brothers and sisters. Um, and I want to say to all of you who still think and believe in the voting system, stop voting, because it is of no use anymore. That system is till the core incredibly corrupt. And as soon as you go voting, you in actuality vote for another generation of rollout of controlling mechanisms and agendas that we already can see here has been rolled out. Our life, brothers and sisters, is already completely controlled by nanotech, artificial intelligences for a long time. And in actuality, according to what this lady is saying, especially already since the 1960s, this started to become implemented in our daily lives. So now we get to understand why they came up with radio, television, and eventually computers, and mobile phones, laptops, tablets, and whatever you have. Now you also get to understand why the screens, the newly generational screens, are made of silica, because that is needed. Otherwise, that's needed for the entire control system. And I've seen very weird things with screens of mobile phones, tablets, and computers, in which I literally saw things coming out and going into the screen. So coming out of the screen and going into the screen. So now I am using older screens, in actuality the first PC screens, in which I do not experience all this weirdness anymore. So let us see. Here it is saying human augmentation. Here you can see the word biohacking and biodigital convergence. So we need to ask this what this CBDC really is all about, that they try to push through us, through our throats. I mean, why is there such a hurry to get rid of the cash and have us all connected to cryptocurrency? Because that's what it is. Why? Because that is easily to program. Cryptos are programmable, you can say. And so this is why they have set up this digital prison system, which we are in actuality already in for a long time, without us really knowing this consciously. So you can see here biomedical devices. So this means that the entire medical industry is rapidly changing, is already rapidly changing for quite some while. Um, and what they are truly doing is make the entire human body transform into a synthetic body so that it can um, be combined with the machinery they want to install in us. Here you see the biobot, cyborg, biohacking, environmental engineering, smart farming. So now you know where this all smart is coming from. Um, and all these wearables that you, brothers and sisters, are so fond of to wear, such as smartwatch, Fitbits, and whatever you have, that all these wearables are playing into this. They are part of this construct. But let us listen to Miss Wallace. Let us listen to this lovely sister with incredible information she is bringing out for, well, at least a decade.
Born in 1979, we're like, what's in the sky? Climate. And everyone said, we have computer models, you're destroying the planet. And those of us who were born in 1979, we're like, what's in the sky? And I would scream right now, shut up, what are you talking about? Because that's what they've done. And I'm like, yo, WG6 environmental engineering, geoengineering, it's right there. No, it's and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I get it. As long as everyone just watches Greta cry, then you have no idea about anything that is in red all over this document. See, to you, it's a bunch of numbers.
Look, and here we see this Wearable Robotics Association. Lovely brothers and sisters, I already have seen. Really, this is already made and on the market. Sort of hats you can wear to collect solar energy. Yeah, really, this is already on the market. So while you're walking, you can have something on your head that is in actuality a solar panel head. Yeah, you can wear that. You can have your phone plugged onto it so that you can recharge your phone. But what does that do to your brain? And that is with all these wearables, people are buying all that stuff without knowing what they are buying and with what they are connecting themselves to. So let us hear what this lady is saying more.
Gobbledygook, but to professionals going to work, those are worldwide standards for technology and biology. I said biology, okay? So there's your smart cities right under geoengineering, yeah, with autonomous weapons that drive themselves, with a fully fleshed out Pentagon directive of those autonomous drones that drive themselves, and the Law of War manual regards these autonomous drones no different than a landmine because they're a weapon. And then the Pentagon lied amongst their own generals and people. Oh, we have a man in the middle. No, you don't. And your own people told you that, and you said, yeah, oh well, pick up Smart Maven, let's go. So, no discussion about the drones, which, by the way, that does say January 25th, 2023, the system is fully deployed. It is no longer in any way, shape, or form theoretical, being tested, bandied around. No. It was started in 2012. It's good. They're good. Ain't a problem. Okay? Autonomous drones, Skynet and Skyborg. That's right. So then over here with the smart city agenda, y'all just finding out what they're building. Now we're in real estate. And they care about your feelings? Right.
And I want to say, I know there are many brothers and sisters that do not believe in off-world, non-human species. The coming days, I also will present you some very interesting articles from a Danish lady known as Randy Green. She is a lady that has written amazing articles about artificial intelligence and such as artificial intelligence and sovereignty, but also did she wrote about social engineering and um, in a covert way. Um, these will be presented as several videos because that last topic is in a booklet of 144 pages. But we do not know a thing about all these technologies that we are working with. And the universal source and creator of the living light and life has asked me to present this, to go present these articles of this Danish lady too. There's a lot of interesting information in her articles. So the coming period, I also will do live book readings with that. And again, please go inform yourself, dive into this matter. And I know some of us are not very technical skilled, but it is about time that we go over this false comfort and fear, because if we do not dive into this, yeah, then we do not really know where we end up. And I want to speak to all the elderly among us. You also have to dive into this because this is all about the future of your grandchildren and your children. So you especially need to inform yourselves because you are in actuality the group that still falsely believes in the political narratives and governmental narratives, and falsely believe that the voting system is still making great changes into this world, which is not the case at all. But let us continue listening to this lovely lady, Sabrina Wallace, a beautiful sister of us.
So you didn't talk about it. You were not honest. Nobody was. And over here with human augmentation, nobody was honest about that either. So welcome to a new word, nanochondria. And I'm like, what? Nanoscale devices that are inserted inside the cells of living beings and automatically replicated as the cell reproduces. Yeah, that's xenobots from Harvard. No, Sabrina, no. You're in for a real big, devastating letdown. I am so sorry. I really am this time. Because what I have to present to people now, I don't have enough words in any language in any vocabulary, even in syllabary. I'm telling you, this is really ugly. Because the thing that Chris highlighted about my consternation is the malrevolution of our country. Our youth built this. They're good with what this is. And I don't.
That is what I wanted to say. Our world, and I know that there are many brothers and sisters do not believe in this, but it is the case. All this technology must come from some source. This Randy Green, this Danish lady, is speaking about non-human intelligence groups that are working behind the scenes to control the entire human race, this planet, and all life forms on this planet. And they are in a rapid pace terraforming this planet in such a way that is really of great concern. There are groups in this non-human intelligence collective, so to say, that are doing their uttermost best to make sure that the human races still can progress in a natural way. But there are also groups in this collective that wants to push their agendas. There is a hidden hand that is functioning as a bridge between these human races and human beings, thus, and the non human intelligences. And yeah, all these organizations such as DARPA and all the peoples in the top echelon, they know in a certain way. They do not know everything because each person on that level is also a puppet.
I don't think you out there as parents and grandparents understand that our youth built this. The children, the future. They want this future. They're the ones making it happen. So that whole thing I told you about the Mao revolution of the country, they're doing great. Because way too many people are wrapped up in, is the pastor gay? Did he put his hand on the Bible? Excuse me. Are we tethered to the cloud by our own bioelectricity? Shut up! I want to know what Melania was wearing and why. Well, you're not going to know because they don't give real semaphore to their profane. We're not dealing with reality. We're dealing with a bunch of feelings. We're dealing with a bunch of conspiracy theory about Illuminati, Masons, and other garbage that they've been pushing on everybody for 5 years. The same way they've been pushing their garbage, like the redacted report, looking like a bunch of fools. Oh, what is this technology? Well, it's from 1989. It's called Electronic Health Records, and it required an upgrade when the FCC and Jen Dachowski, who is the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, said, we're going to medical body area networks. But people like the redacted report, they're too busy worrying about the MH370 and little green men on Mars and helping their other friends who are gatekeeping all of this, how long ago it was done, how far along in these agendas they are. And you would think every single one of them, you would think that they would be solely focused on helping people understand what's happening to their body. Nope. And that is why we're right back here at Harvard to the Xenobots 3 years ago, building the first ever self-replicating living robots. Actually, this is the University of Vermont with Tufts and Harvard and Dr. Michael Levin.
So let us go a little bit back. So watch this title. We thought we knew all the ways life can reproduce. We thought, yeah, that's quite arrogant to say this, because this implies that those who create these technologies think that they can play for God, or better known as the source and creator of the living light and life. And then we have here the next arrogant message, but now scientists have discovered a new one.
We've upgraded these to Anthrobots.
So Xenobots 3.0, yeah, the world's first self-replicating living robots. People, wake the heck up and know that our food industry is already being poisoned with nano shit since the 1960s and 70s. So all this idea of organic food and biological food, it is a lie. It's nothing more than a marketing formula to make people falsely believe that they eat healthy. But as a matter of fact, do we? Because we know that those who have other ideas and agendas with the human population here on this planet, um, they know already that the soil and the water and the air is already being poisoned. To be honest, the chemtrailing, first differently known, started already directly after the so-called Second World War. So this is how long this is already going on. And according to Sabrina Wallace, they do this already for a couple of hundreds of years. So it's about time that we wake up and start to spend our time in diving into topics like this instead of being busy with bread and circuses.
This is why the introbio nano things is a very serious industry.
And here in 2020, scientists at UVM and Tufts teamed up to hand-build computer-designed organisms from frog cells. And know that these non-human intelligences do not care about human emotions. They don't care about that. The only thing that they care about is to terraform this planet and all the life forms here in accordance to how they seem fit, that everything needs to be. So now you can understand why the lie and the propaganda started, 30 years ago, to have your pets chipped and vaccinated, because I truly believe that the vaccinations for animals are also highly poisoned and containing a lot of chemicals and technologies and whatsoever stuff in it that is also transforming your pets from the inside out and make the pets also, and the pet body, the body of your dog, cat, whatever you have as pet, transform into a synthetic biology body too. They do not spare anything. Brothers and sisters, wake the heck up.
Because you lied to
and start to spend your time useful. Now it is still able to get this, to dive yourselves into this information, because we do not know till when this is able. So that is why I download a lot. And all right, let us continue.
About it. This is how they're going to cure cancer in 48 hours. You're going to be less biological and more synthetic.
Hear what she is saying. You are becoming less biological and more and more and more synthetic.
They lied to you. You got to get over it. You got to let go. You can't keep sitting here and pretending that these are.
And then it says here, compress and assemble them into a so-called baby. That's between quotation marks. And then release Xenobot offspring from their Pac-Man-shaped mouths.
Not college students. You're going to be less biological and more synthetic. They lied to you. You got to get over it. You got to let go. You can't keep sitting here and pretending that these are not college students, because they are. Internationally genetically engineered machines. Look what they're doing.
And then that says here, living robots that look and move like themselves. Wow.
Lego
this
bricks.
Is concerning.
Lego bricks. They're called bio bricks. And they're very excited about what they're doing. They're not going backwards. The video I closed out with in the poetry and Chris's redo, those bio bricks, are part of synthetic biology open language. Every time I do that, I get those stupid pellets. Bio bricks are DNA sequences that are used to create new biological systems through that thing you will not talk about, synthetic biology. 30 years of doing this to people. internationally genetically engineered machines. It's called Lego biology. Chris is not joking around. He explained it exactly right. And for those of you that believe that people cannot.
Look at this chart. Look what is saying here. BioBricks Foundation. Brothers and sisters, there are people working, fellow brothers and sisters, whom are working for such foundations, organizations, and whatsoever. They are working to transform you and I into something, and your pets and other animals and wildlife and nature and whatsoever, that they can transform into synthetic biology. They do that. And these are young people. So look at this chart. Let's continue.
Understand me? You are wrong. They are just coming in at different levels of learning. And I'm not willing to turn around and dumb myself down for your COINTEL people to sit there and distract you, because that's what they've been doing. They keep claiming that nobody knows about this stuff, and all we keep finding are continuously more jobs, more knowledge, more complete involvement with our tax dollars. That's one of the things that makes me so furious, that grown adults in the country I live in, even though all of us are pretty much under the same Swiss authority.
Hear what she's saying. We all are already under Swiss authority, which means the Bank of International Settlement, and all the cohorts connected to this Swiss authority, which means the Vatican, the City of London, Washington, D.C., and so on. All these oligarchs and everyone that is connected to them or has a connection with them. All organizations, institutions, governmental constructions, bodies, um, institutions, organizations, all is already under Swiss authority.
Bankers and mafia that then trickle down to control and bribe the politicians, who then do what they're told and tell the plebes you're going to do it, or because I'm a politician, I make it happen, but they don't. Anyways, like Chris said, layers upon layers. So he mentioned that these are like little Lego bricks. Yep. So you see where it says promoter, ribosome, binding site, repressor, green fluorescent protein, enhancer, and terminator, right? The Legos of synthetic biology. And this is a Medium article, okay? But if I click here to the Wikipedia for BioBricks, where I'm always taking you, what do you see? The promoter, the ribosome or binding or entry site. Yeah, that would be synthetic biology open language. Well, Sabrina, I don't understand. Okay, hang on. Synthetic biology open language. We talked about this briefly. How about this? What is synthetic biology open language? Community developed data standard that allows scientists to represent and share information about engineered biological systems. And you would say, well, I'm not an EB, Sabrina. Well, you are now. You're full of biosensors and Lord knows whatever else, especially if you took the injection, because the injection is a biocyber interface to rearrange your cells. This, again, when I said you're endangering young people with the way you're talking about this, well, I should have considered, I'm sure you'll tell me, how much money they're making, how much they believe the boomers destroyed the planet, that all old people are stupid, and is it any wonder? You people out there are more wrapped up in Trump's hair. You had no idea about the Agenda 2030 goals, nor did you want to know. You scream religious platitudes or religious badgering.
I want to say that all these people that you see here, many whom are working, whom are connected to these universities, many of them are already groomed in a mommy's tummy for this specific job. And I know that is a way of thinking that maybe goes 7 bridges ahead for you, but I know this through this lady, this Danish lady, Randy Green, that spoke at least 10 years ago already about this, how people can be groomed already in the mama's tummy And these people are already selected for their jobs to do. Because why am I not working in such area? No, these youngsters, these young people are already being groomed for these specific jobs. And they think that they are doing something good because they are being misled in this, that they are doing a great job, and they think that they are helping um, life, helping the planet with this, but they are just part of the agenda of the non-human intelligence.
You won't talk about industry that makes money. You won't talk about where your investment portfolio is actually harnessing its interest payments. You call yourself an adult? Dude, I grew up with you people. I know how you operate. You're one way in the office, another way at home. You're duplicitous. You're two-faced, maybe five-faced. You didn't think that would eventually catch up? Okay, Mustard, we're here. Because the problem is, here we are with iGEM, and I've explained numerous times, iGEM, Wikipedia, internationally genetically engineered machines.
So there are people, brothers and sisters, in universities, youngsters, very young brothers and sisters among us, whom are working for, uh, whom are in actuality creating genetically engineered machines. Wow, let this all sink in.
Is a worldwide synthetic biology competition that was initially aimed at undergraduate and overgraduate university students, but has since expanded to include divisions for high school students, entrepreneurs, and community laboratories. iGEM is presented as the heart of synthetic biology. Welcome to nanomachines, anthrobots, and xenobots. What did you tell people? Oh my gosh, they're using nanobots. Let me read this to you a little more clearly so the next time Rubenstein and friends decide that you're finally allowed to know about this stuff, you realize how long it's been going on, okay?
Exactly. It's already going on for more than 4 or 5 decades. Yeah. And they deliberately have kept this away from us. Our tax dollars are going in all these projects that they bring to us falsely under disguise of protection for our health, for our safety, and whatever. You name it, that they use to fool the rest. And in the meantime, they set up all sorts of havoc in the world. So they distract us, the majority who still do not see through all these distractions. They distract us with all sorts of instigated so-called problems, and in the meantime, they are pushing through new rollouts of their agendas, and all of a sudden, there is a new law instigated. All of a sudden, this is changed, and so on, so on, so on. This whole Mr. KIRK um, that is going on, that has been shot, is nothing more than a distraction. In the meantime, do all these organizations their things, they roll out the new steps, and before we know it, we have been connected to another level, into and of a system of which we do not know that we are connected to already.
Educating the next generation of leaders and workforce of the field of synthetic biology. Since its inception in 2003, over 80,000 students from over 65 countries have been trained in the responsible, safe, and secure use of synthetic biology. And they're busy trying to scare you with nanobots. And I said, we have college students that are working with these systems. Please tell the truth. Nope. Okay. So that brings us here to the synthetic biology open language that is a community developed data standard. Here we are in Nature, the synthetic.
So now we also get an answer on why the environment and each meadow is being transformed into huge data center places. Now we know why they need so many data centers. Now we get to understanding why we need to pay more and more and more, because they need a lot of storage. So they are building in a rapid pace over the entire world large data centers. And our bill and daily life is going up. And more people will end up. I do truly hope that this will not be the case, but we need to see this, that probably more people will end up homeless because eventually people cannot pay anymore. So we need to wake up to all this.
Synthetic biology open language provides a community standard for communicating designs in synthetic biology, June 2014, in the Nature Journals for Biotechnology.
So since 2014. Wow. And not to mention that they already were busying this a long time ago. Now I would also advise you to find this video. It's a short video called Future Shock. And in actuality, in this short video, they also already show us what they, at that time in the 70s, were already doing.
Okay. The reuse of previously validated designs. Synthetic biology is 30 years old, folks, at least, is critical to the evolution of synthetic biology from a research discipline to an engineering practice in 2014. Here we describe the synthetic biology open language, a proposed data standard for exchanging designs within the synthetic biology community. So that data standard, when they hack the bioelectric code of your living anatomy, known as your biological field full of morphogenetic fields, and you people out there with, this is Dr. Michael Levin, I got to go back to the same xenobots and anthrobots, as well as communicative and integrated biology in 2013, because you won't admit the electrical anatomy, the bioelectricity that you're manipulating. So when people get confused, we had another one on the channel today. Well, it's the biosensors. They don't understand. No kidding. You know why they don't understand? Because they don't understand how the wireless, no different than their iPad, is logging into their bloodstream. You know why that is?
Wow, this is very interesting. The wireless is logging into our bloodstream. Let this sink in, brothers and sisters.
You're hiding him. Understand? Because they don't understand how the wireless, no different than their iPad, is logging into their bloodstream. You know why that is? Because you're hiding human anatomy. It's not a joke. I'm not being hyperbolic, and I don't know any other way to get you people out there to jump over the hurdles you're being given so that you can take back your own anatomy. One more time, right here. We also suggest a speculative hypothesis at the intersection of cognitive science and developmental biology, that bioelectrical signaling among non-excitable cells, coupled by gap junctions, simulates neural network-like dynamics and underlies the information processing functions required by complex pattern formation in vivo, place of origin, in situ, inside of you. This is how those intrabio nano things, machines, are going to be rooting around inside of you to do what they do. In 2013, it might have been a speculative hypothesis. There's Dr. Michael Levin We've cracked the bioelectric code. We don't have a hypothesis. We have a biocyber interface in order to log into the human body for the Internet of Bio-Nano Things, or your endoscopy and the different ways that we look inside of you with the bioelectronics that we use with basic things, again, like smart pills, endoscopy, whatever. And you guys out there, including optogenetics, you're not explaining to people that this system is 20 years old with our tax dollars. You continue.
So 20 years already are they doing this, and each person is paying this with tax dollars, yeah, with tax money. So for what are you working for in actuality? What is the job that you're doing, uh, and for whom are you in actuality working? Well, you are working for your own deaf system and for this digital prison system that we in actuality are already part of. So let's continue what this interesting lady is saying.
To bring it up, just like everyone was shocked when Trump said, oh yeah, tell them how you're going to cure cancer in 2 days. And everybody just stood there and went, that's stupid. And then they rolled out Santa Claus Malone to lie like a rug, because he's really good at it. He's a professional fraud. And
hear what she's saying about the president of the US of A, that he is a professional fraud. Wake the heck up. What are we dealing with in political scene with all these people?
You say, oh, it hasn't been proven. Oh, the Georgia Institute is stupid. No one exists except me and Alex Jones. Yet to most normal people who have jobs and they're already stressed out and don't understand this, they don't have time to sit here and read. Duh. How convenient. So lie to them some more. Tell them that here's 2018. We're logging into the gut microbiome, manipulating yeast. That's what Dr. Grew is referring.
Since 2018. Now you get hopefully an understanding why we see a tremendous rise of cancer and ADHD, autism, and whatever this is that is more and more uprising. All has to do because on a distance they are manipulating the human body through wireless connection. So now you know why we were set onto wireless internet. And here in Europe we have on the bank card stated IBAN, IBAN. Well, that stands for Internal Body Area Network.
Okay. And all the while, every single time that we come back and we're like, we need to talk about this. No, we're going to turn it off. You can't. You've already been underneath people's skin. You're already using these systems with nano-sized drones. And the xenobots are synthetic life forms that are designed by computers and built from biological tissues. They make themselves out of you, just like the biosensors that you didn't talk about since 2005. So it's one thing to have a biosensor in there, building itself out of your own tissues. But what if it's a nanobot? Then you're going to tell me they don't know, they wouldn't do that, and all the rest, right? Okay. So mitochondria is, one more time, named after mitochondria found in the cytoplasm of most cells. The purpose of nanochondria is to interact with the cells and communicate to internal, other nano machines, and external nano machines. Yeah, we know. Here on the channel, we have taken great lengths to try to authentically educate people rather than scare them to death and rip them off of all their money. You ever going to stop saying it that way? Probably not. Not until one of you gets your ass out there and stops supporting the grifters from Pfizer. I'm a biotech analyst. More of the same. Quantum dot patent. Could you show them a diagram, please, explaining how this actually works in their body? No, yeah, because then they would be livid pissed and they might take appropriate action, and we can't have that. So we're going to lie to them about watching their biological signals since the 70s. Okay?
Biological signals since the 70s. Hello? Wow, I wasn't even born yet.
Wirelessly, by the way. And then when it comes to the nanotechnology, we're just going to make shit up. We're going to tell them that they have a demon field. It's the
So this is very important. Listen and try to understand what she is saying here. We are being lied to in every way, shape, and form. We need to get rid of the veils of illusion and deception and lies that they are penetrating on daily basis through our lives.
mark of the beast. Tell them anything except that it's big money. And then when it comes to the nanotechnology, we're just going to make shit up. We're going to tell them that they have a demon field. It's the mark of the beast. Tell them anything except that it's big money in industry. I never thought about that malrevolution thing.
So here we can see an image. Here you see in-body nanosensors, on-body nanosensors. So these are these on-body nanosensors. Nano controller, here one in your head and one in your genital area, of course there. So that's so handy. If women are pregnant, then they can already manipulate the brain of the unborn. And so see how all this works.
Not just your people in the industry, as far as the older people making money. Nah, it's the young ones. They don't want anybody to know what the hell they do when they're going to work. And I'll tell you, given what we're about to look at, yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to know either. They'd be extremely upset, very upset, and they should be. So here's what happens. You have a bunch of nanotechnology floating around inside of you. This is why Tony, the Nano Triangle guy, tells you don't eat the stuff, don't take products that has nano in it, do not take products that communicate with nano, because your body doesn't know how to properly get rid of it as it is. So your body sensor communication, you have in-body nano, and then the smart dust, you know, those your little NFT tokens and all your crypto. Yeah, well, it has another function, and that's wireless sensor networks. So the smart dust mote lands on your body. Here's one.
So now you get to understand why crypto has been so favorably pushed. It's all a reason for.
1, 2, and throw. Yeah, well, it has another function, and that's wireless sensor networks. So the smart dust mote lands on your body. Here's 1, 2, and 3. What do they do? Well, the dust lands on your body. Then it starts communicating through your skin to the nano within. So we follow the arrow. Okay. And then this blown up image, you see the nano dust with a two-way communication to the internet. Why? Well, because the first thing that the dust does, it goes looking for a nano controller head.
So now you also understand why your router needs to be in the home. Not outside the home, but in the home.
For your intra-body networking. The same intra-body networking you've been using with your Fitbit, Pokemon Go. Yeah, that's the intra, meaning inside of you, network of your body, your blood flow, your respiration, your pulse, and all those nanosensors and all the biosensors, watching everything inside of your cells, the pressure of the viscosity of your veins and arteries, all of it. So it wants to talk to somebody.
So now you also understand why they are in rapid pace developing all sorts of applications, or shortly known as app, through which you can so-called monitor your blood pressure, your heart rate, and everything that you seemingly find important to know its health of. Now you get to see the real agenda about behind all these apps and the developing of all these apps.
It gets a hold of a nano controller, which is represented by this little red antenna, okay? And that little red antenna, we follow the arrow over here, is communicating via the head controller, potentially, because some of them are different in how they route their data for biological cybersecurity. But the way that it works is still the same. The dust lands on your skin, and then it starts talking to whichever the nano is in charge. And if you notice, it's a little blue symbol here. So the controller will tell this little pink box, hey, I need these 3 green guys, but I don't need all of these guys. And the little pink box says, okay. And it gets together to either recombine itself, send different signals in a neural network that it has created with the nanowire. That's also the big, huge clumps and clots you're pulling out of people once they're finally dead, because they're turning people's bodies more synthetic than biological.
So they are turning the human bodies as well as the bodies of animals into synthetic bodies. Let this sink in. Hi, sweetheart. You wanna? Ooh. So let this all sink in.
Don't worry, that's in the same agenda goals you've been lying about for 20 years. I'm sure since nobody can look up at the sky, they won't talk to the embalmers for 3 years either. It's fine. No big deal. Because you're just turning people into mechanoids or other things. It depends. That sounds crazy. This entire situation, as far as I'm concerned, is completely insane. You have people believing the biggest bunch of fairy tales, when in reality, you're the ones going to school for this and you've implemented it. People don't know that. They think it's all in a lab somewhere. This is hot. Not just through the military. Oh, no, commercially. Why? Life extension technology. That's what we're looking at here. We're not looking at a system of depopulation. Although if you don't make it, they don't care. This is about living forever. And you lied about it and put it in our colleges for over 30 years. At least. They all know that that's what the goal is. It's just the profane that don't understand and are still running to those white coats to get murdered. You're in real trouble out there for not telling people what's been making you money. I don't think so. Welcome to the Mao Revolution. They're going to get what they want. They want to live forever and upload to the cloud. If you get in their way, well, they'll call you a religious whack job and do it anyway. See, that's the thing with business and industry. Nobody cares about your feelings, your religion, or what it is you think you know. You either understand their terminology and how to make the money, or you go. That's it. Nobody wants to hear from you if you're dumbed down and speaking terminology and fairy tales. They want to go to work. All right. So the smart dust lands on the body. I'm going to show you another paper here in a minute that everyone's familiar with. It talks to the little antenna here, which is a blue box, which talks to other little nano networks and tells them what to do. And once it's finished issuing that code of cracking your bioelectric code, then it's going to report back to the smart dust, which communicates with your router. That's right. It's right here. That's your router. It's called the internet. And then here's your healthcare provider and medical people, etc. Oh, but they don't know. Yes, they do. They all know what they're doing because everybody's been in on it for a very long time. Your biosensors are handled pretty much the same way. They've been orchestrating and researching the way those work, and they use them with your all sorts of different ways. Sweat, microfluidic biosensor integrated with the phone in your Fitbit, contact lenses. Yeah, but the ones that they're using in interbody communication, Cisco microband, etc., those biosensors are going to be made out of you. Enzymes, antibodies, nucleic acids in your own cells. Might be a nanobiosensor. It could be quantum dot. Those are really old too. It could be those, but it could also just be your cell structure. So when I saw this, that was the first thing I thought of. And I'm like, oh boy, this is bad. This is not good.
Okay, this the video is almost ended, 11 seconds. It's I think a three-part video. I recommend you to uh, go to Sabrina Wallace, Nanochondria, Stargate, Sensor Fusion, Part 1 of 3. You can type this in YouTube. If so, then you find a whole playlist. If you don't find it, go to the website um, of www dot and then Baruch dash Haba dash Yahuwah dash dot net. On that website, which is all mentioned in the text box, you can find a page, a tab with, I think it's under shorts, that you can find the playlist of Sabrina. And I truly think that there is also a page spended to her. You can also click on the link in the box that leads you to her Odyssey channel. Um, so there are many ways to find this information, these videos, and please go find them, go watch them. I cannot do all of the free. Maybe I will do if it is in the meaning to do so. I will do. Again, I will say to you that we need to wake up with what is going on with the human race, what they are doing to us humans, why we become more and more sick, why we see a rise of cancer, ADHD, autism, and rise of people who need glasses because there are many people with eye problems, um, and so on, so on. So please dive into this information, wake yourselves up, go spend your precious time into something that is really worth to dive into, to get to understand. And I know there's a lot of technological terminology, but go through it. It is worth it because if you do not do this, then you are of still part of the problem, so to speak. Um, we need to know all this information. We need to wake each other up and start uh, seeing that we are being distracted for a far too long time with bread and circuses, with lies, with illusions, with deceptions, carefully wrapped into nice packages and under and brought to us under the disguise of it is good for your health, it is for our safety, it is for our this or that or whatever. So with this said, I leave this screen and go to the last screen for today. And I had to do this, although it is Sabbath. Normally, I do not work on Sabbath day, but yeah, what I say, the source and creator of the living light and life, for many known as God, um, wanted me to do this and wanted me to bring this under your nose because he cares about you and he wants you to know all this information. And again, I also will start reading the articles of this Danish lady named Randy Green about AI and about AI and sovereignty, and also about AI interfaces. AI is not what we think it is. There are hidden things laid in it. Um, and also an article which is 144 pages long, all about the, what was it? Um, social manipulation, control, and what was it? Engineering in covert ways that they already have done and are doing for a long time. So now, after reading all these, Hopefully, you get the understanding how it is possible that so many people are, yeah, not coming into movement of resilience and whatsoever. Um, Protesting has no use. They love that because protesting creates new opportunities for their agendas to roll out, create new opportunities to instigate new laws. Voting is of no use anymore. It is corrupted till the core, this that whole system. And if you vote, you are compliant to the outroll of, yeah, agendas that are only there to transform everything that is and has to do with biological life forms into synthetic biology, so that uh, yeah, man and machine can melt with each other. All right. Again, thank you so much for listening. And despite of the topic, I wish you a beautiful day filled with a lot of wisdom, joy, and love. And God bless you. And let us listen to a lovely, beautiful sound of Ben Sound. I leave you and see you next time. Love you, brothers and sisters. See you next time.